Today's video is about Tesla's full self-driving 14.1. It is truly a game changer. I've spent hours reviewing tons of footage on YouTube and X, and I've hand-selected some of the best clips to showcase exactly where it does really well, and then places where it needs some improvement. This video should save you a ton of time, but before we get started, I have to mention a couple of things. First things first, if you're not subscribed, I beg of you, please consider. I have 15,000 subscribers and I'm truly honored for that. I always laugh that creators like Kim Java, who are much larger than me, are always asking for subscribers and likes and all that stuff. I don't do it enough. I'm pretty humble, but please, it really goes a long way towards supporting me. People have also asked, how come you don't have version 14? Why don't you have AI 4? Well, the reason is financial. My channel really doesn't bring enough income to justify a brand new car. It's really tough. Now, I could always go out and buy a used car, but even that's expensive. You have to add insurance. Now, I have a family of 5, and I have a daughter that just turned 16, so my insurance already spiked because of that. But also, it's just very expensive to either lease a vehicle or add a monthly payment. Now, I'll be honest, I don't have too many monthly payments. That's because my income is rather low. I don't make as much money as a lot of other people, and of course everything is relative, but I just simply cannot afford a car payment. So for those of you that say, hey, why don't you just go and upgrade your car? Not so easy. So a lot of my viewers are Hardware 3 owners, and I'm just going to comment to you really quick that we can't give up hope. Even though version 14 is great, and even though we're sitting on the sidelines, Elon and Tesla really want to deliver what they promised to us a long time ago. And I truly believe that Tesla is going to deliver on their promise for everybody that has purchased full self-driving. I can't say for sure on the subscription side, but definitely for those that have purchased, we will be brought into the future at some point in time. And here is a really cool point from Whole Mars blog. He said there isn't that much difference between FSD on AI 4 and AI 3. Both are better than any other car on the market. We have to remember that. Tesla will take care of all AI 3 customers. I'll take an AI 3 Tesla over any other ADAS on the market. And then we have this post from TeslaScope that says, our views and stance on the state of full self-driving for Hardware 3 vehicles and why retrofits are the only proper solution Tesla would consider. This stance has remained consistent for years now, and we expect Tesla to propose a timeline early next year. Patience is a virtue. The rest of this is a little lengthy. I'll let you pause and read it yourself, but in summary, it makes a lot of sense for Tesla to upgrade older cars, and that's exactly what they will do. Now, before I get into too much Tesla content here, I have to comment, my tooth here, it's always been like this. It's just the way naturally, I never had braces, but there is a little bit of an angle here. I don't know if you can see it. So whenever I'm filming, I catch that and it bothers me probably more than anyone else. So I am actually going to the dentist today. I'm paying out of pocket for this. It's like $300, but I'm gonna have a little filling or a little cap put on there so it will look a lot nicer moving forward for you in my videos. I know some people are very particular about how a YouTuber looks. I'm not doing it specifically for my YouTube channel, but just generally overall for my overall look. So I think it will be really cool, and you'll be able to see that at the end of this video. Also, I'm wearing a Chicago Cubs hat. The Cubs are in the playoffs. They're going into Game 4 tonight at 8 p.m. Central, and if they win against the Brewers, it will be tied. They just need one more to win, and then Chicago will be going crazy. So I can't wait for that. Speaking of Chicago, that is where I live. I've been filming with full self-driving now for 4 years. Next week marks the 4-year point, so super excited for that. I'll continue to film Hardware 3 content with FSD 12.6.4, but that's not really trending right now, so I'm not going to go overboard on all of that. I do have one video pending, which I'm super excited to share with all of you. Now, first things first, we just heard there was an update that went out last night, and Whole Mars blog Omar shared this on X. You have now 3D buildings views through the maps. This also applies for Hardware 3. You have to have a Ryzen CPU though. If you have an Intel CPU like me, you're going to continue to have to sit on the sidelines. So jumping straight into the content, the number one thing that stands out to me is how Full Self-Driving 14.1 handles drive-thrus. Yes, you heard that right. It can actually take you through a drive-thru. It listens to your voice, your interaction with the person behind the window, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. Take a look at Dirty Tesla's video here.
Way.
Hi, welcome to Wendy's. We'll be using our mobile rewards today.
No thanks, I'll just take a small fry.
Small fry?
Yep.
Would you like to donate $1 to help children in foster care today?
No thank you.
It's going to be $2.64 second window, thank you.
Alright, thank you. Oh my gosh, and then it does move up. How? How does it know? How does it know? Alright, now you gotta get up to the window though. Alright, so go stop at the window.
Hi, 264.
There you go. Oh my gosh. How will it know when to go? Thank you.
Out your card.
Thank you. It's not me. Not me leaving. Oh my gosh, it's still, how does it know?
Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
I
Oh my gosh, I didn't roll up the window or anything. How does it know? What the hell's going on in this place?
And then we have another video shared by Sawyer Merritt where he had a very similar experience. Unfortunately, his camera cut out at the end, but you can get the gist of it here.
Going through the McDonald's drive-thru on FSD version 14.1. Saw Chris from Dirty Tesla try this, so I had to do it. Let's see if it'll stop at the order station here. Again, I'm not like telling it to do this. I just turned on FSD when I came into the McDonald's area. Rolling down my window. Oh my God.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Are you going to be using the mobile app today?
No.
What can I get you?
Can I just get one small fry?
Small fry?
That's it.
I'll set up your first window then. It's just going to be $3.24.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh my God. It continued. I mean, the car must know, like it must, the mics or something must listen in, right? For it to know when to continue. I'll go full screen for you guys. You can see the blue glow with FSD version 14. I'm on standard mode, by the way. Crazy. Just waiting for the other cars. Okay. Just getting out my wallet. It's pretty wild. So, is it gonna stop at the pay area? Let's see. And then will it stop at the second window? And how does it know when the guy's handing me back my card? Are the cameras just watching me? All right, here we go. Again, I'm not doing anything right now. The car's doing all of this. Oh my God, it's stopping. See, how does it know?
The next thing that stood out to me is how FSD 14.1 hesitates a little bit too much.
Where there, see, just that little stab of the brakes because that pedestrian is walking out. That, whoa, hitting the brakes here unnecessarily. So we see those people next to the road, and FSD is scared. So we're back to FSD being pretty scared of pedestrians. Waiting for this pedestrian, but scooching through as we need to. Oh, pumping the brakes hard. Yeah, they got to smooth out the brakes for sure. So, oh, pumping the brakes. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. And everyone's waiting. They're like, what's this guy doing? I just put my hands up like, I don't know.
There have been a lot of reports of kind of some harsh braking or some sudden intermittent braking. It's not ruining the driving experience, but it's definitely a regression and it's a drawback to using it right now. And a lot of people are saying it may not quite be ready for rollout. However, Elon has mentioned that 14.2 and the subsequent 14.3 will be sentient. Now I saw a video, Warren Redlick came on and said sentient.
Some may say sentient.
So I'm like, I don't think that's how you say sentient. And sure enough, I did look it up. It is sentient. And when that day arrives and when the cost for full self-driving comes down, especially when a robotaxi is available unattended to take people through drive-thrus and do all this crazy stuff on its own, people's minds will be blown. The best way that you can share this experience if you have a Tesla is sign up for Uber or sign up for Lyft and go out and do drives. Share this with as many people as you can, because this is really, really incredible technology and most people have absolutely no idea. The next thing that stood out to me is how it responds to emergency vehicles. It almost has a mind of its own. It can predict things even ahead of the human driver.
Now she gets also move. Oh my god, you're in the middle of the road, Mac. This truck is in the middle of the road.
It's really incredible on how fast it responds to these situations. And parking garages, as you saw in my video of Zach getting out of a parking garage yesterday, there are issues where it tries to get out of a parking garage and it just can't do it because the traffic, something is blocking the way, or maybe it's just very unusual. But this video stood out to me and I'm gonna speed it up because it's quite long, but it just would not get out of the parking garage. You'll notice here they put in a destination and the car is now moving out of the, it's actually not a parking garage, but it's a parking lot. And it goes in reverse, which is a really cool feature. Thankfully, nobody was behind him. Then it goes forward. There's some pedestrians crossing, but it just couldn't see enough to the left or to the right. It has to turn left here, and the left turn signal is on. Now, he has a passenger in the car, and I couldn't help but comment that they were extremely patient. This was absolutely amazing how much time they were willing to give it to try to get out of here, but it goes back in reverse, again in reverse, really struggling to get out of this parking lot. Eventually, somebody came up behind him, and he had to take over to manually press the accelerator. And in the same vein, Omar posted that it does have a hard time kind of parking itself in parking garages. It does have a tendency to go all the way to the top of the parking garage, and then possibly then it goes back down before it finds a spot. And regarding parking, this is one of the best and most exciting features in my opinion. It's parking in people's garages.
Check this out, everybody. Not only is the new FSD version 14.1 able to pull into my driveway, which is something that no version of FSD has ever even attempted to do, it can go one step beyond that. So here we go, puts on the turn signal, pulls directly into my gravel driveway off of a dirt road. Like I said, no prior version of FSD has even attempted that. It usually just keeps going around the circle, which is fun as well. But as you can see, the garage door is open here and it's going to attempt to even park in the garage. It's not going to attempt, it's going to do it. So we pull right up to the messy garage here. We are in the self-driving mode. You can see there. We pull up, bring up this camera for you, and boom, we are parked in the garage. It could pull forward just a little bit more, but wow, really cool to see.
Sawyer Merritt had a situation where it parallel parked on the side of a street.
Will it parallel park, or will it just pull off to the side? Oh. It's looking like it's setting up the parallel park. Look at that. Amazing. There we go. It's adjusting. There's a little sign there. There we go.
And I'm seeing numerous examples where it's just doing a phenomenal job in parking lots in general. And just like it mentions in the release notes, added navigation and routing into the vision-based neural network for real-time handling of blocked roads and detours. Here is a perfect example from Devin Olson where it encounters a blocked road and turns around seamlessly.
Okay, we are coming up to a road closure here. The navigation wants to go straight. I'm curious what FSD is going to do. I hope and assume that it will just turn around. That would be perfect if it spun around and then got us home after the fact with a new route, which is exactly what it's doing. Amazing. So that's pretty much exactly what you'd want and expect from a situation like this. We came down a road. I honestly didn't know this road was going to be closed. Instead, it spun itself around, and now we have a new route to get home.
And then one of my favorites is obstacle detection. Take a look at these videos.
What do you think it's going to do with that? Oh, look, it's going to totally go around that moss. Little Spanish moss you totally could have driven over, went around it.
And here's an example where something falls off the bus. Now at this angle, it looks like an animal almost, but it was actually some debris that a human can make a split-second decision on, and it's very difficult, I think, for cameras to detect this. So it did slow down unnecessarily, and it was reported. And this one I absolutely love from Dirty Tesla. He shows a car crossing over a double yellow line to pass a slower-moving vehicle. The car recognizes it way in advance, puts on its right turn signal in kind of a preemptive defensive maneuver, and it was just really cool to see. While a lot of this is very impressive, there are still moments where it just does things that a human wouldn't do, like this example from Teslarati where it gets over to the far right lane where someone is actually parked there. Thankfully, the recovery was pretty quick, but this is just unnatural behavior. But in my opinion, there are so many incredible things that are happening with version 14.1 that this overwhelmingly negates these issues that we're seeing. For example, take a look at this situation with Zach. The car makes this incredible maneuver to do a left turn when there's traffic in both directions on a highly congested road. This is absolutely insane. Some people who have access to version 14 are complaining that the max speed setting has been removed. I talked about this in my previous video, but Phil Duan, one of the developers at Tesla, mentions the following. Turns out max speed was still too complicated, so we deleted it altogether. The best part is no part. Speed profiles are much more responsive with version 14. And if you really want to drive slow, try the new sloth profile. Elon Musk chimed in and said exactly. Whole Mars Catalog said, sometimes the car drives too slow for my liking, but I'm starting to just relax and let it handle it. And this is the thing a lot of people forget. When you are in the back seat, you don't care as much. And Ashok confirms, saying, yep, the design philosophy similar to what would you tell the Uber driver. You wouldn't ask them to drive a precise speed. Omar then follows up saying, I just want to tell my Uber driver to hurry up sometimes when I'm late. Pressing the accelerator pedal repeatedly is not ideal for safety. This all sounds good in principle, but it needs to select the right speed every time. And people have varying opinions on what that is. And this remains a very controversial topic. While I agree with Ashok and Elon, I also agree with Omar. As an FSD user myself, there are many times where FSD is just driving too slow. I like to have the ability to increase the speed whenever I want. Now, if you're in the back seat, I think it's necessary to be able to change the speed profile on your own. I'm sure there are many technical challenges that we aren't aware of that make it very difficult to set the speed that you want to go at all times. And the last thing that I'll leave this video with is school zones. It looks like it's finally slowing down when it needs to in these areas.
Okay, we got a school zone with flashing lights, so we finally got one. Check that out. School, speed limit 15 with flashing. Nailed 15.
Nice.
Now the question is it going to speed back up at some point?
Oh.
And it did speed back up, by the way. And then here is Dirty Tesla traveling about 45 miles per hour, and then it encounters a 25 mile per hour school zone.
And you can see here, it does slow down 35, 34. It slows all the way down to 25 because that light was flashing, and I believe the maps data is also giving it a clue. It's really nice to see this. Now you can see the speed limit is actually 45 on the map data, but because it is a school area and now obviously we have someone in front of us, it does slow down to go the appropriate speed. This is really great to see.
And that wraps up day 2 and day 3 of version 14 being released in the wild. I did get my tooth modified. You can see the results here. I will show the before and after. I'm happy with it, but I'm probably the only one. Thanks again so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Until the next one, have a great day.